Hey, it's Alex from Motoroso.com, your dedicated auto parts marketplace. A week back, we shot our product spotlight for the Westin Pro Mod Series bumper, and today we're in studio to shoot our full installation guide, and we're going to show you how to do this step by step. Now, of course, you can shop for this bumper at Motoroso.com, where you can browse over 1 million top name brand products sold by trusted vendors at great prices, and the shipping is always free with no minimum. If you find this video helpful, please like it and subscribe to the channel for all of our upcoming videos. We're really excited to get our Westin Pro Mod Series bumper installed on our Motoroso F-150. It's going to give it a more low-profile, aggressive look, and it's going to be adding a 30-inch light bar instead of the 2 cube LEDs. Now, obviously, to install it, we're going to be removing the OEM bumper first. This is an OEM bumper underneath a plastic cover. The plastic cover may make it look different from your truck, but all the steps should be exactly the same. Just follow along with us on that. And then, of course, the modular bumper system has multiple pieces going together, so we're going to walk you through every step of the install so that yours goes smoothly. Let's go ahead and get started.
Tools for this project include 10 through 21 millimeter sockets and 10 through 21 millimeter wrenches, 4 and 6 millimeter Allens, a hammer, a ratchet, 3 and 6 inch extensions, a panel puller, and a flathead screwdriver. Start by removing the front covers of the bumper and remove the 4 21 millimeter nuts holding the bumper onto the frame. Loosen another 4 21 millimeter nuts on the frame under the vehicle. Begin removing the wiring harness from the bumper and disconnect your fog lights. Finish removing the 21 millimeter nuts and remove the bumper. Tape up any of the electrical connectors that won't be used and tuck them away so that they don't get damaged. Remove another 4 21 millimeter bolts holding the front-facing tow hooks. Using a combination of your OEM hardware and new hardware provided by Westin, mount your bumper mounting brackets to the frame in preparation for mounting your bumper. Install the side support bracket by loosening the 4 16mm bolts on the frame rails enough to slip the brackets into place, then retighten the 4 16mm bolts. Install the light bar brackets and light bar into the bumper using the supplied 4mm Allen bolts and 10mm nuts. We recommend installing the brackets onto the light bar, leaving the mounting bolt loose to be able to move the light bar into position, and once in position, install the 4 4mm Allen bolts with the 10mm nuts, mounting the light bar to the bumper and then tightening everything down. With the light bar in place, you can begin assembling the bumper with the supplied hardware, which is a 17mm nut and 18mm bolts. Now make sure to keep everything straight on the bumper lines and eyeball everything to make sure it all lines up and looks right. Bolt the outer support bracket arms onto the Westin frame bracket using the supplied 17mm nuts and bolts, and then repeat this process on the other side. Position the front bumper onto the mounting brackets and line up the bumper mounting points with the new hardware provided by Westin. With the bumper supported on the mounting brackets, install the front grille mesh plates to secure the outside support arms to the bumper with the 4mm Allen bolts supplied. Once the support arms are bolted to the bumper, tighten down the 4 16mm and 4 6mm Allen bolts connecting the support arm to the frame rail. Now begin tightening the rest of the mounting brackets to fully mount the bumper to the frame of the truck, consisting of 21 and 19mm bolts. Moving on to the skid plate installation, begin by removing the two 13mm bolts and remove the OEM oil pan guard. With the oil pan guard removed, hammer down the hook mounting point. Remove and replace the OEM hardware with new hardware supplied by Westin. Some assistance might be required with a flathead screwdriver to position the screw clips. Now reinstall the oil pan plate with the mounting bracket for the skid plate using the new 13mm bolts with lock washers and flat washers. Time to begin installing the rest of the frame for the skid plate. Start by installing the new 17mm bolts into the front bracket that is also used by the bumper. Then moving to the rear mount, we recommend installing the bolt from the back side of the bracket so the threads are pointed towards the front of the truck. Repeat the same process on the other side, waiting to fully tighten up all the bolts to make sure you get proper alignment. Install the 6 thread clips to the mounting points of the support bars. With those clips in place, you're now in position to install the skid plate with the supplied 6 6mm Allen screws. Adjust the skid plate into position, making sure it's straight down on the brackets, and begin tightening down the skid plate to the support arms. Next, you'll begin to tighten down the mounting brackets, starting with the support arms to the rear mounting bracket with 2 15mm wrenches. Now make sure to install the 2 new 16mm mounting bolts, making sure to get them nice and tight. Now finally, finish the last 4 16mm bolts on the forward mounting brackets, making sure to tighten them evenly and keeping alignment. The last piece of the puzzle is to install the Westin lower bumper cover. Start with the thread clips. Once those are in place, you can place the cover and then put in 4 of the supplied 4mm Allens. And with the first 4 bolts in place, go ahead and tighten those down and then install the last 2 4mm Allens. Now this portion is optional, but the intercooler funnel became very visible once this bumper was installed. So to clean up the look and create clearance for a larger tire, we went ahead and trimmed it back with a saw. And with that cut off, your installation is complete.
All right, that wraps up our install guide for the Westin Pro Mod Series bumper and skid plate. We didn't show how to install and wire up the light bar because there's so many videos out there about how to wire this in, and you might have other lights, so you go ahead and figure that out on your own. But hopefully if you watch the video, this made your Pro Mod Series bumper install a lot smoother. We love the way the thing looks, plus it's given us extra tire clearance. Think we might be able to go all the way up to a 35 from the 31s that we have now. So if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for all of our future videos, and make sure you do all of your shopping at Motoroso.com, where you can browse over 1 million top name brand products sold by trusted vendors at great prices, and the shipping is always free with no minimum. Thanks for watching.